Porridge isn't just one of Britain's most beloved sitcoms. It's a timeless portrait of wit, resilience, and humanity behind bars. First airing in 1974, the series introduced us to a cast of unforgettable characters brought to life by a group of truly exceptional actors. But as the years have passed, many of those familiar faces have sadly left us. In this video, we pay tribute to 37 actors from Porridge who have passed away, honoring their lives, their work, and the unforgettable roles they played in one of television's greatest comedies. Fulton Mackay portrayed Mr. Mackay in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 54 years old. Mr. Mackay is a stern, uncompromising Scottish prison officer who represents the full force of institutional authority. He's disciplined, regimented, and deeply suspicious of every inmate, especially Fletcher, with whom he has a tense but oddly respectful rivalry. Mackay's unrelenting nature and ex-military bearing offer a strong comedic contrast to the more relaxed Barrowclough, and his presence added a sharp edge to the show's dynamic. Despite his strictness, the character occasionally reveals traces of humanity beneath the uniform. In real life, Fulton Mackay was a classically trained Scottish actor with significant stage and television credentials. He was known for his gravitas and emotional range. Fulton Mackay died on June 6, 1987, at the age of 64 after a battle with stomach cancer. His portrayal of Mr. Mackay remains one of the most iconic performances in British sitcom history. Ronnie Barker portrayed Norman Stanley Fletcher in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 45 years old. Fletcher, often referred to as Fletch, is a seasoned career criminal from London, sentenced to 5 years in Slade Prison for burglary. Quick-witted, sarcastic, and street-smart, Fletch acts as an unofficial leader among inmates. Though cynical, he often shows unexpected wisdom and empathy, especially toward younger prisoners like Godber. His constant verbal duels with prison officers and his ability to manipulate the system made him a beloved character in British television. In real life, Ronnie Barker was one of Britain's most celebrated comedians, known for his versatility and impeccable timing. He was also a co-star of The Two Ronnies, a long-running sketch show. Barker retired from public performance in the late 1980s. He passed away on October 3, 2005, at the age of 76, due to heart failure after suffering from a long-standing heart condition. His death marked the end of a golden era in British comedy. Brian Wilde played Mr. Barrowclough in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 50 years old. Barrowclough is a nervous but well-meaning prison officer, known for his leniency and his moral discomfort with the harsher aspects of incarceration. He often finds himself torn between duty and sympathy, especially when dealing with prisoners like Fletcher. His timid nature, bureaucratic mindset, and visible unease make him both a target of subtle inmate manipulation and a source of gentle humor. Wilde brought warmth and realism to the role, turning Barrowclough into a character audiences could truly care about. Outside of Porridge, Wilde found enduring fame as Foggy Dewhurst in Last of the Summer Wine, contributing decades to British television. He passed away on March 20, 2008, at the age of 80, following complications from a fall and subsequent illness. His understated performances left a lasting mark in British comedy history. Richard Beckinsale portrayed Lenny Godber in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 27 years old. Godber is a young, naive, and well-mannered first-time offender from Birmingham, sentenced to 2 years in Slade Prison for breaking and entering. He is assigned as cellmate to the seasoned Norman Stanley Fletcher, who becomes something of a mentor and father figure to him. Godber's optimistic outlook, moral compass, and genuine desire to reform make him a counterbalance to the cynicism of prison life. Over time, his character matures, gaining confidence while maintaining his kind-hearted nature. In real life, Richard Beckinsale was a rising star in British television, also beloved for his role in Rising Damp. His charm, vulnerability, and natural charisma made him one of the most promising actors of his generation. Tragically, Richard Beckinsale died suddenly on March 19, 1979, at the age of 31, due to a heart attack caused by coronary artery disease. His death shocked the nation and left an irreplaceable void in British comedy. Michael Barrington portrayed Governor Geoffrey Venables in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 50 years old. Governor Venables is the administrative head of Slade Prison, calm, cultured, and somewhat aloof. He represents the top tier of the prison hierarchy, often seen making official decisions or trying to maintain order without involving himself too closely with the inmates or staff. Though not frequently on screen, his appearances add a layer of formality and bureaucracy to the prison setting. Venables is portrayed as fair but distant, more focused on appearances and institutional reputation than day-to-day prison life. Michael Barrington brought a sense of quiet authority to the role. Outside of Porridge, he had a career in British television and theater, often playing authority figures and professionals. Barrington passed away on June 5, 1988, at the age of 64. The cause of death was not widely publicized. Though his role was smaller compared to others, his presence contributed to the layered realism of the series. Brian Glover portrayed Sirill Shaps in Porridge, 1974, when he was 40 years old. Shaps is a slow-witted, broad-shouldered inmate with a thick Yorkshire accent and a blank expression. Often confused or inattentive, he's a source of comic relief due to his nonsensical responses and poor grasp of conversations happening around him. Despite his dim nature, Shaps is not unkind, just permanently baffled. Brian Glover's booming voice and imposing physical presence made him a standout in every scene he appeared in. A former professional wrestler turned actor, Glover brought authenticity and rough charm to working-class roles. Beyond Porridge, he was widely recognized for his work in Kiss, 1969, and An American Werewolf in London, 1981. He passed away on July 24, 1997, at the age of 63 due to a brain tumor. Glover's transition from the wrestling ring to the stage and screen is still regarded as one of British entertainment's most fascinating career shifts. Sam Kelly played Warren in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when he was 31 years old. Warren is a nervous, slightly dim-witted inmate with a stammer, often caught up in petty schemes but never quite grasping the full picture. His stammer and hesitant nature are a source of gentle humor in the series, but he's also portrayed with a degree of sympathy that prevents him from becoming a caricature. Despite his limitations, Warren is loyal and kind-hearted, earning the affection of fellow inmates like Fletcher. Sam Kelly's subtle performance gave Warren both comic timing and underlying pathos. Outside of Porridge, Kelly enjoyed a prolific career, best known for roles in Allo Allo, On the Up, and Barbara. His versatility ranged from slapstick to serious drama. Sam Kelly passed away on June 14, 2014, at the age of 70, after a short battle with cancer. He was widely respected in the acting community for his warmth and humility on and off screen. Peter Vaughn played Harry Grout in Porridge starting in 1975, when he was 52 years old. Known to inmates as Grouty, Harry Grout is a feared and respected inmate who runs much of the prison's underground operations from behind the scenes. Rarely seen, his quiet presence carries weight. A man of few words but immense influence, Grouty operates like a mob boss within Slade Prison, issuing orders and threats with calm menace. Peter Vaughn's restrained but powerful performance made Grouty iconic despite his limited screen time. In real life, Vaughn had a long and distinguished acting career in film, television, and theater, later gaining international fame for his role as Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones. He passed away peacefully on December 6, 2016, at the age of 93, from natural causes. His ability to convey depth and intimidation with minimal dialogue remains a hallmark of his craft. Patricia Break portrayed Ingrid Fletcher in Porridge, 1974 to 1977, when she was 32 years old. Ingrid is the devoted daughter of Norman Stanley Fletcher. Though her appearances are brief, they are impactful, showing a softer, more emotional side of Fletcher, otherwise hidden behind sarcasm and cynicism. Ingrid's visits remind viewers of the life prisoners leave behind, and her loyalty adds warmth to the show's prison setting. She is intelligent, supportive, and clearly affected by her father's incarceration, yet never judgmental. Patricia Break played the role with charm and sincerity, giving depth to a character often caught between family duty and personal growth. Outside Porridge, Break had a steady career in British television, including roles in The Glums and El Dorado. She passed away on May 28, 2022, at the age of 79, after a long illness believed to be cancer. Her portrayal of Ingrid remains one of her most beloved roles, a quiet but vital part of Porridge's emotional heart. Ronald Lacy portrayed Harris in Porridge, 1977, when he was 42 years old. Harris is a petty thief and sneaky inmate, characterized by his sly demeanor and lack of trustworthiness. He's often suspected of informing on others and is generally disliked by both prisoners and staff. Lacy's portrayal of Harris added an extra layer of tension to the prison dynamics, the kind of character who smiles to your face while plotting behind your back. Ronald Lacy brought a twitchy, unsettling energy to the role, using his sharp facial expressions and delivery to leave a lasting impression. Outside of Porridge, he was best known internationally for his chilling performance as Nazi agent Todt in Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Lacy passed away on May 15, 1991, at the age of 55 due to liver failure caused by cancer. His career was marked by a unique presence that made him unforgettable in both heroic and villainous roles. Maurice Denim appeared as Raleigh in Porridge in 1977 when he was 67 years old. Raleigh is an elderly inmate, well-spoken and refined, standing out in the prison environment for his calm demeanor and educated background. Though only featured briefly, his presence adds generational depth to the prison population, highlighting that incarceration affects people of all ages and walks of life. Denim's performance was subtle but memorable, bringing gravitas and a touch of melancholy to the role. Maurice Denim was already a well-established actor by this time, known for his work on radio, stage, and screen, including 1984, 1956, and Dr. Zhivago, 1965. His voice and versatility made him a staple in British entertainment for decades. Denim passed away on July 24, 2002, at the age of 92 from natural causes. His contribution to Porridge, though small, reflects his lifelong ability to elevate any project he joined with quiet dignity. Graham Crowden portrayed the prison doctor in Porridge, 1975, when he was 52 years old. His version of the prison physician is far more eccentric and comically disengaged than other medical staff, bringing a unique energy to the show. With his towering frame, wild eyes, and signature dry wit, Crowden turned a simple cameo into a standout moment. His portrayal suggests a man who's long grown weary of bureaucracy, treating inmates with detached bemusement rather than sympathy. Known for his offbeat and often surreal performances, Graham Crowden had a prolific career in British television and theater. He starred in Waiting for God and appeared in If, and A Very Peculiar Practice, always playing characters slightly out of step with the world around them. Crowden passed away on October 19, 2010, at the age of 87 from natural causes. His unmistakable presence remains one of British comedy's most unique voices. Dudley Sutton portrayed Reg Irwin in Porridge, 1976, when he was 43 years old. Reg Irwin is a one-off inmate character, known for his rebellious nature and short temper. In his episode, Irwin's volatile behavior adds a layer of unpredictability to the normally routine life inside Slade Prison. Sutton brought raw energy and a slightly dangerous edge to the role, portraying a man simmering with resentment against the system. Though not a recurring character, Reg stands out as one of the more intense figures in the show's rogues gallery. In real life, Dudley Sutton was a versatile and unconventional British actor, known for his eccentric roles and deep voice. He gained broader fame playing Tinker Dill in the TV series Lovejoy and had an eclectic career in both film and theater. Sutton passed away on September 15, 2018 at the age of 85 after being diagnosed with cancer. His legacy lives on as one of Britain's most original character actors. Eric Dodson portrayed Mr. Banyard in Porridge, 1975, when he was 54 years old. Mr. Banyard is a minor prison official who appears briefly in the series, usually representing the more bureaucratic side of prison administration. Although not a major character, his interactions with the main cast help flesh out the wider institutional world of Slade Prison. Dodson gave the role a crisp authority, often portraying characters with formal or officious traits. His performance added another layer of realism to the show's portrayal of prison life. Outside Porridge, Eric Dodson had a rich career in British film and television, often cast in historical dramas and period pieces. Among his notable credits were appearances in Doctor Who and The Day of the Jackal, 1973. He passed away on January 13, 2000, at the age of 79, from natural causes. Though not a household name, his steady presence as a character actor left a lasting impression in countless productions. Philip Maddock portrayed Williams in Porridge, 1975, when he was 41 years old. Williams is a hard-faced, calculating prisoner with a quiet but menacing presence. His interactions are brief but loaded with intensity, offering a contrast to the more comical or light-hearted inmates. Maddock brought a simmering authority to the role, making Williams feel like someone to be wary of, dangerous not because of violence, but intelligence. Known for his deep, commanding voice and piercing stare, Maddock was a master of complex, often intimidating characters. Outside of Porridge, he had a prolific career in television and film, with standout roles in The Life and Times of David Lloyd George, Doctor Who, and A Mind to Kill. He passed away on March 5, 2012, at the age of 77, following a short illness. Philip Maddock remains remembered as one of Wales's finest actors, bringing gravitas to every role he touched. John Quarmby portrayed a prison officer in Porridge, 1974, when he was 45 years old. Though unnamed and appearing in a minor capacity, Quarmby's officer role contributed to the institutional realism of Slade Prison, a background figure of quiet authority who helped maintain the rigid routine of daily life behind bars. Known for playing blustering, often bumbling authority figures, Quarmby brought subtle humor even to the smallest parts. His role in Porridge preceded his best-known performance as Mr. Carnegie, the health inspector in Fawlty Towers, where his comic timing was unforgettable. Quarmby also appeared in series like Z-Cars, Juliet Bravo, and K9 and Company. He passed away on April 5, 2019, at the age of 89, from natural causes. Though rarely in the spotlight, John Quarmby had a long and steady career, providing the kind of dependable performances that hold the fabric of British television together. John Ruddling portrayed Mr. Birchwood in Porridge, 1975, when he was 68 years old. Mr. Birchwood is a quiet, elderly prison librarian who makes a brief but notable appearance. With his frail demeanor and formal manner, he represents a different kind of inmate, someone who feels out of place among the tougher, street-smart prisoners. Ruddling brought subtle dignity to the character, portraying him as a relic from another era, more at home among books than behind bars. Though his role in Porridge was small, it contributed to the show's depth and realism, showing the diversity of people who end up in prison. In real life, John Ruddling was an experienced stage and screen actor, best known for his later role as Brabinger the butler in To the Manor Born. He passed away on December 18, 1983, at the age of 76, from natural causes. His gentle, often understated presence gave warmth and texture to every role he played. Jane Wenham portrayed Mrs. Jameson in Porridge, 1976, when she was 48 years old. Mrs. Jameson appears as a visitor to the prison, representing the outside world that continues beyond the gates of Slade. Her character, though brief in screen time, brings emotional realism to the episode, a reminder of relationships strained or tested by incarceration. Jane Wenham delivered the role with quiet strength and emotional nuance, bringing authenticity to a scene that might otherwise be purely functional. Off-screen, Wenham had a long and varied acting career on stage and television, beginning in the 1950s. She appeared in dramas such as Dixon of Dock Green, Inspector Morse, and Love in a Cold Climate. She was also once married to fellow actor Albert Finney. Jane Wenham passed away on November 15, 2018, at the age of 90, from natural causes. Her poise and emotional depth left an indelible impression across decades of British drama. Sirill Shaps played Jackdaw in Porridge, 1975, when he was 52 years old. Jackdaw is a quirky and somewhat eccentric inmate with an anxious demeanor and a twitchy personality, adding to the series' variety of colorful prisoners. Though a minor character, his neurotic energy stood out, and Shaps infused him with nervous charm. With his expressive eyes and distinctive voice, Shaps was a familiar face in British film and TV for decades. He often portrayed nervous, scholarly, or fussy types, giving each one a unique identity. Outside Porridge, he appeared in Doctor Who, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, and The Madness of King George. Sirill Shaps passed away on January 1, 2003, at the age of 79, from natural causes. Though rarely in leading roles, his presence enriched every scene, and his contribution to British character acting is fondly remembered by fans and peers alike. Who's your favorite character from Porridge? It's always tough to say goodbye to beloved cast members who are no longer with us. How does that make you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're enjoying our content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. We appreciate having you in our community.